Thank you.
Well, we've had some rough weather here in New York, and the rain, though, not washing away the Occupy crowd as the protesters were out there, hundreds, maybe thousands, taking to the streets of Manhattan and across the country yesterday.
There were arrests as well in cities including New York, Philadelphia, Miami. Should we start, however, paying more attention to these protests? Let's ask Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst. Perfectly legal, but is their message, well, skewed and ironic, I suppose?
Well, their message is ironic because they use the tools of capitalism with which to attack capitalism. I mean, they all have either iPads, like you guys do, or Blackberries, like most of us do, and carry knapsacks and communicate backpacks and communicate in very sophisticated ways. Yet their argument basically is smash capitalism and redistribute wealth. Under the Constitution, it doesn't matter how absurd or bizarre or even un-American or anti-American their argument is. It's political protest. It's absolutely protected speech. Speech. What is not protected is standing in the roadway and stopping traffic. What is not protected is what happened in San Francisco yesterday, where they wantonly smashed the windows and doors of shopkeepers.
Right.
Now, these kids are probably not going to be found. There's no one for them to sue. It's just an insurance company that's going to pay the bill and will never be able to recoup the loss.
Yeah, you have the right to protest. You break the law. You're supposed to get arrested for that. But what will be the political effect, in your view, of this? I mean, 2010 was impacted by the Tea Party and all that. I mean, everybody mostly would agree on that, I think. But what about 2012? Do these guys, are they back now?
All right. In 2010, the Republicans embraced the Tea Party. In 2011, the Democrats embraced Occupy Wall Street. Did you hear any Democrats embracing Occupy Wall Street yesterday? No, it's a little too close to a presidential election. These people are a little too destructive.
And unpredictable, too.
Correct. Yeah. And they're a little too much in people's faces for the president or Mrs. Pelosi, who publicly embraced them 8 or 9 months ago when this started in New York City last fall, to embrace them now. Don't look for the Democrats to try and put their arms around these folks this time around.
But does it represent a movement in this country that is growing in terms of we want more government intervention.
Well,
we want the government to come in and take some people's money away and give it to others.
They did say some things that warm my libertarian heart.
Tell me all about it.
They did say end the Fed. You know, when this was going on in October, and I was on that other show that doesn't exist anymore, we sent our producers down to where they were encamped at Occupy Wall Street, and we actually found about 15 or 20% of them were carrying Ron Paul signs or "Don't Tread on Me" signs. Now, that's about as far as they go in the Fed that resonates with free market or small government. The rest of what they want is some amorphous form of a government that will take from those who have and give to those who have not. Of course, it turns out that a lot of these people have. They're not exactly the have-nots. They're just expressing a left-wing idea.
But the idea of saying end the Fed on one hand and saying, hey, as Dakin said, hey, give us as much government help as you can on the other is that's the disjointed argument that you were bringing up earlier.
Correct. And the more disjointed it is, the less followers they will have and the less impact they'll have on the presidential campaign. I mean, what do you think? Do you think they have an impact next November? I don't think so.
Probably.
I don't even know which way they're going to vote. They criticize the president as much as for not fulfilling what they think are promises unkept, as they criticize the Republicans.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
Judge Andrew Napolitano.
This is a great studio you're in. I like this setup.
You're welcome.
Better with you here.
Anytime. Stop.